Nestled in the Caucasus region, Georgia is a land of ancient history and vibrant culture, known as Sakartvelo to its people. This nation boasts a tapestry woven from the threads of empires and revolutions. From the legendary Golden Fleece of Greek mythology to the modern-day pursuit of democracy, Georgia's story is one of resilience and transformation. This essay explores the captivating history of Georgia, from its ancient origins to its present-day reality. Georgia's strategic location at the crossroads of Europe and Asia has shaped its destiny for millennia. Inhabited since the dawn of humanity, the land witnessed the rise and fall of empires, each leaving its mark on the cultural mosaic. Over the centuries, Georgia faced countless trials, from foreign invasions to internal strife, yet through it all, the Georgian spirit endured, preserving its unique identity and traditions. Georgia's history stretches back to antiquity, with evidence of human presence dating back 1.8 million years. This ancient land has been a witness to the dawn of human civilization, with archaeological sites revealing tools and artifacts that tell the story of early human life. These findings provide a glimpse into the lives of our ancestors, showcasing their ingenuity and adaptability in a world that was vastly different from today. The ancient Georgian kingdoms of Colchis and Iberia emerged as significant powers in the region. These kingdoms were not only political entities but also cultural hubs that influenced the surrounding areas. Their strategic locations allowed them to control important trade routes, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. Colchis, situated in western Georgia, is renowned in Greek mythology as the land where Jason and the Argonauts sought the Golden Fleece. This mythological connection highlights the region's importance in ancient narratives and its role in the broader tapestry of Mediterranean history. The ruins of Colchis still stand today, offering a tangible link to these legendary tales. This kingdom thrived on trade, connecting the Mediterranean world with the East. The bustling trade routes brought prosperity and cultural exchange, making Colchis a melting pot of different influences. Artifacts from this period reveal a society that was both wealthy and cosmopolitan, with connections stretching far beyond its borders. In eastern Georgia, the Kingdom of Iberia, also known as Kartli, developed a distinct culture influenced by Persia and the Hellenistic world. This blend of influences created a unique cultural identity that set Iberia apart from its neighbors. The ruins and artifacts from this period reflect a society that was both sophisticated and diverse. These early kingdoms laid the foundation for a unified Georgian state, fostering a sense of shared identity among the diverse tribes inhabiting the region. The process of state formation was complex, involving alliances, conflicts, and the gradual integration of different groups. This early unity set the stage for the development of a cohesive national identity. The adoption of Christianity in the 4th century AD marked a turning point as Georgia became one of the first Christian nations and developed a rich religious tradition. This early adoption of Christianity helped to unify the people and provided a new cultural and spiritual framework. The construction of early Christian churches and the creation of religious artifacts from this period reflect the deep and lasting impact of this transformation on Georgian society. The unification of Georgia under a single crown was a long and arduous process. After centuries of fragmentation and foreign domination, a new era dawned with the emergence of Bagrat III in the late 10th century. Bagrat III, a descendant of the ancient Bagratid dynasty, inherited several Georgian kingdoms and principalities. Through strategic alliances and military campaigns, he consolidated his power and established a unified Georgian kingdom. This unification marked a pivotal moment in Georgian history. It paved the way for a golden age of prosperity, cultural flourishing, and political influence. With a centralized government and a shared sense of purpose, Georgia was poised to become a major power in the Caucasus region. The stage was set for an era of unprecedented growth and achievements. The reigns of King David IV, known as David the Builder, and Queen Tamar the Great represent the pinnacle of Georgia's golden age. David IV, a skilled military strategist and a visionary leader, successfully repelled external threats, expanding Georgia's borders and securing its independence. He implemented crucial reforms, reorganizing the army, strengthening the central government, and promoting trade. Queen Tamar, David IV's great-granddaughter, continued his legacy, presiding over an era of unprecedented prosperity and cultural brilliance. Known for her wisdom, justice, and patronage of the arts, Tamar expanded Georgia's political influence, extending its reach to the neighboring kingdoms. Her reign witnessed a flowering of Georgian literature, architecture, and religious art, solidifying Georgia's position as a cultural center in the region. Section 5. Under the Mongol yoke and shifting powers. The Golden Age of Georgia faced an abrupt end with the Mongol invasions of the 13th century. The Mongol hordes, led by Genghis Khan and his successors, swept across Eurasia, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. Georgia, weakened by internal divisions and unable to withstand the might of the Mongol armies, succumbed to their rule. The Mongol conquest brought an end to Georgia's political unity and ushered in a period of fragmentation and decline. Despite the hardships of Mongol domination, Georgia's spirit remained unbroken. The Georgian people clung to their language, culture, and Christian faith, resisting assimilation. However, the Mongol invasion marked a turning point as Georgia struggled to regain its former glory in the face of subsequent invasions and shifting regional powers. Section 6. Between Empires, a struggle for survival. Following the decline of the Mongol Empire, Georgia found itself caught in a power struggle between two rising empires, the Ottoman Turks and the Persian Safavids. This precarious position subjected Georgia to constant warfare, raids, and instability. The Ottomans, centered in Anatolia, and the Safavids, ruling Persia, vied for control of the Caucasus, a strategically vital region connecting east and west. Georgia's rulers often had to choose sides, playing the two empires against each other in a desperate attempt to maintain a semblance of autonomy. This period witnessed the tragic division of Georgia into rival kingdoms and principalities, further weakening its ability to resist external pressure. The struggle for survival became the defining theme of this era, testing the resilience of the Georgian people. Section 7. The Russian embrace and annexation. As the 18th century drew to a close, a new power emerged on Georgia's northern border, the Russian Empire. This vast and ambitious empire was eager to expand its territories and influence, and Georgia, with its strategic location in the Caucasus, became a focal point of Russian ambitions. Seeking to expand its influence southward, Russia saw in Georgia a strategic prize. The mountainous terrain and the crossroads of trade routes made Georgia an attractive target for the Russian Empire's expansionist policies. In 1783, the Kingdom of Kartli-Kakheti, one of the major Georgian kingdoms, signed the Treaty of Georgievsk with the Russian Empire. This treaty was a pivotal moment in Georgian history, as it promised Russian protection in exchange for political allegiance. This treaty placed the kingdom under Russian protection, marking the beginning of Russia's growing influence in Georgian affairs. The initial promise of protection soon gave way to a more assertive Russian presence in the region. However, Russian protection soon morphed into outright annexation. The Russian Empire, driven by its imperial ambitions, began to exert more direct control over Georgian territories. Over the course of the 19th century, the Russian Empire gradually absorbed the remaining Georgian kingdoms and principalities. This process was marked by a series of military campaigns and diplomatic maneuvers that steadily eroded Georgian sovereignty. By 1864, all of Georgia was firmly under Russian rule, marking the end of its long and often turbulent history as an independent nation. The annexation brought significant changes to Georgian society as Russian laws, customs, and governance structures were imposed. Georgia became part of the Russian Empire's vast domain, ushering in a new era of profound social, political, and cultural transformations. The integration into the Russian Empire had lasting impacts on Georgia's identity, economy, and its place in the broader geopolitical landscape of the region. Section 8. A Taste of Freedom and the Soviet Shadow. The tumultuous events of the early 20th century offered a brief window of independence for Georgia. Following the Russian Revolution of 1917 and the subsequent collapse of the Tsarist regime, Georgia declared its independence in 1918. This newly established Democratic Republic of Georgia, though short-lived, represented a beacon of hope and self-determination for the Georgian people. However, Georgia's independence proved to be ephemeral. In 1921, the Red Army invaded Georgia, bringing it under Soviet control. Georgia became part of the Trans-Caucasian Socialist Federative Soviet Republic and later, in 1936, a constituent republic within the Soviet Union. The Soviet period brought about significant changes, including industrialization, collectivization, and suppression of national identity. Section 9. Independence, regain, challenges and triumphs. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked a watershed moment for Georgia, as it did for many other Soviet republics. Georgia declared its independence, embarking on a new chapter in its long and tumultuous history. However, the transition from Soviet rule to independence proved to be a challenging and often turbulent process. Georgia faced internal conflicts, economic hardship, and political instability in the years following independence. Despite the challenges, Georgia has made significant strides in recent decades. The Rose Revolution of 2003, a peaceful pro-Western revolution, ushered in a period of democratic reforms and economic growth. Georgia has sought closer ties with the West, pursuing integration with NATO and the European Union. However, relations with Russia remain strained, particularly following the Russo-Georgian War of 2008. Section 10. Georgia today, looking towards the future. Today, Georgia stands at a crossroads, a pivotal moment in its history where decisions made now will shape the future for generations to come. The country faces numerous challenges, including the unresolved conflicts in Abkhazia and South Ossetia, economic disparities that affect many of its citizens, and the need to strengthen democratic institutions to ensure fair and transparent governance. However, Georgia also possesses significant potential, with a strategic location that serves as a bridge between Europe and Asia, a rich cultural heritage that dates back millennia, and a resilient population that has weathered many storms. Georgia continues to strive for a brighter future, investing in education and innovation to empower its youth and drive economic growth. Balancing its aspirations for Western integration, including closer ties with the European Union, with the realities of its geopolitical situation, Georgia navigates a complex landscape of international relations. Georgia's long and fascinating history is a testament to the resilience and determination of its people. From ancient kingdoms to modern-day aspirations, the nation has a rich tapestry of stories that reflect its enduring spirit. Georgia has navigated the currents of history, preserving its unique identity and culture through centuries of change and upheaval. The vibrant traditions, from dance to cuisine, continue to be celebrated, showcasing the nation's rich cultural heritage. As Georgia looks towards the future, it does so with a sense of hope and determination, aiming to create a society where every citizen can thrive. It carries with it the lessons of its past, learning from history to build a more inclusive and prosperous future. Striving to build a prosperous and democratic society for generations to come, Georgia is committed to progress and development. The story of Georgia is far from over. It is a living narrative that continues to evolve with every passing day. Each day brings new opportunities and challenges, and the people of Georgia remain steadfast in their journey towards a brighter future.